8 notifications. Oh,
What? If you just do it, it turns out okay, even if you have a late start. Hey guys, welcome to Talking Tap Caffeine, only podcast where we drink caffeine and talk about whatever we want to talk about. Oh, check out our new background.
yes, it's very, very beautiful.
But all right, Today's episode is titled "Fanfiction Ramble," where all of us met for our love of fan fiction, and we decided to ramble about today.
Yep.
Right. So, first of all, what show got you all started on it on fan fiction, on writing fan fiction? What was your first show?
I've never really written fan fiction except the one. Like, seriously. When I was 12 years old, I used to make stupid My Little Pony fan fiction, but, that was when, I don't know. What about you guys?
Yeah, I started with Danganronpa and I've stayed with Danganronpa. I thought about branching out a bit, but I just want to focus on my original work.
Yeah.
Well, what would you branch out to if you had to branch out?
Maybe Ruby.
Yeah, I've heard, I have a few friends that are really into Ruby.
Well, my very first fan fiction was Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
Yeah, I used to be into it as a teenager.
Do you still have it on like your AO3 account and stuff?
Oh, when I first started writing it, there was no AO3 yet or fanfiction.net. It was on like a actually Power Ranger message board upload thing. Where you send it to the guy running the board, running the website, and he posted it for you.
Oh, okay.
And I put my myself as like the 6th Ranger or 7th Ranger.
Oh no. You did self-insert fanfiction?
Yeah.
Oof.
It's okay. A lot of people have done it.
I entered.
I've never done it.
I was fighting along with the characters, and stuff. So.
Were you overpowered?
No.
Oh, okay, that's good.
I had the Dove Zord.
Dove?
Yeah.
They're like freaking like birds or something? Like
Yeah.
Power Rangers animals? What the heck? I've never been into it, so.
Yeah, it was funny. I was a Green Ranger, Dove Zord.
Isn't there already a Green Ranger?
Yeah, but there was an original series, and I got his power. He gave me his power coin after he became the White Ranger.
Oh.
So yeah, it's like so, and then I also not really fan fiction, but I did when I was younger in middle school and stuff and elementary school. I wrote more self-inserted things with me and my friends. I wrote stories of me and my friends, adventures around the school.
That's cute.
Like we did, we found little secret passages in the school and stuff, and we had little adventures. So I've been writing for a while.
And for what Holly says in the YouTube comments, she wrote a fan fiction that is about a Danganronpa fan game that was kind of, I don't know if was it a troll thing or like it wasn't real, but it attracted a lot of people. So she wrote a fan fiction about it, I think.
Yeah.
Is that it, Holly? It's really, really good. Like I read it, even though I'm not, I don't know much about the fangame.
Actually, I used to watch My Little Pony too when I was in single digits. Back in the 80s, the 80s version of the 87 version of it, not the new. I haven't seen a new one yet.
Oh.
So I watched like generation 1 or 2, whatever. It's been like 5-6 generations of My Little Pony at this point, I think. So I watched one of the earlier ones.
Yeah, I mean, I was like super into the G4 because that's when I was a little kid. And oh, sorry, I'm working on the thumbnail right now. Meh. Come on.
Uh, so okay, let's start with Vixen. Let's start with you. Start with you. I guess your biggest series to date right now is your Drabble series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, before that, I wrote a couple of fan fictions, but I'm too embarrassed to talk about them. But I initially got into fan fiction because I kept getting anxious over my own mortality. Like every time I closed my eyes, I thought about when I was going to die, and
Yeah.
Oh
it
my
scared me.
god.
Yeah, so I ended up getting paralyzed in bed with fear for about a week. So it just helped if I focused my brain on something else. So I started thinking more about fictional stuff instead of death. And then I thought, maybe I should just write this out, because I have a lot of free time now. And I did that for a while, and I felt really good. Like I didn't think so much about my anxiety, and it really helped. And then
Hey, that's great.
yeah, so then while the anime was out, there was a person on Tumblr called Super High School Level Shipper. I call her Shipper, and she wrote like a bunch of prompts. Like she would write short prompts based on what people asked, and I was really inspired by the idea because I was just off my second fan fiction, and I kept on getting all these new ideas for new fan fictions, but they would always fall apart, and I couldn't commit. So I was like, you know what? I have all these ideas. Why don't I just make short stories? And that's how my Drabbles came to be.
Ooh, I like the whole origin story you got going on there.
Thanks. Me and Shipper are still in touch, even though she doesn't do fanfiction anymore. I always tell her that she was a huge inspiration for me.
That's great. You're still in touch.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
what kind of ships did she do?
Like your typical ships, like Hinami. She really loved Mukuro and Makoto. It
That's an
was really
adorable
cute.
one.
Yeah, she loved Naikusaba. It was so adorable. All her little prompts featuring them.
Hmm.
yeah. I said this before, but a lot of your Drabbles could be their own. Could actually visibly spin off to their own series because they're so in terms of like I want to know what happens next. I'm like,
Yeah, I've thought about sequels to some Drabbles before, but I've never had the time. Because, like, that's the problem. I have all these ideas in my head, but I can't stay as committed to them.
yeah, that's the problem when your brain thinks going 500 miles an hour. Like, ooh, this I decided to like. What was my first idea again? I forget.
I'm glad you
Yeah,
guys are so inspired, to write more. I've kind of just on my own original stories, and then I remember that, like, oh no, I have things I need to work on, like school and commissions. Ugh, I'm so lazy. So I apologize. But oh
no,
my
it's
god,
okay. It took me months to publish my last Drabble because I just couldn't find the time.
Yeah, I think your last job when you posted Halloween.
No, my recent Drabble. It's okay. It's like 8,000 words, but it's a sequel to the first murder.
that one, the one with the four horsewomen,
Mm-hmm.
that one was excellent. Fantastic job.
Oh, thanks. I was I was worried about what you think of my representation of Akane.
Well, I think you got her pretty down. I mean, she's a little, scary, but I mean, I guess if that's how she acted when she was in despair as well as all the others, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're less based off of their normal selves and more based on their despair selves. So like
Exactly.
Nikon in despair is completely in love with Junko, but she's not confident enough to say that she's in a relationship with Junko when Junko is right there because Junko does not care. she's still
Yeah.
very salty about her ex.
She's the one that killed her ex, isn't it? With her
Well,
boyfriend?
Her ex being the neurologist.
Oh no. I'm talking about in the AU. Her
Oh.
ex is Chiaki because originally they were together. Did you read the first murder?
I think it's one I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, well, because in that one, basically, Chiaki is the embodiment of light and Junko is the embodiment of darkness. But when their daughter Kana kills their young son Kibo, that's when they decide to split up. Well, Chiaki decides. Junko is not happy.
Now what?
You want to talk about so what made you want to write about your Connie series?
Me?
Yeah,
Well, it's not a series though. It's only one fanfic. Mostly because I hated how she was basically made pretty bad in the games and stuff, and I like her a lot, but I know there's a lot of potential. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it myself. So I did it myself. It's not really that deep. I also love stories that deal with the survivors after the events of Danganronpa 2. It's very interesting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one has a lot of things because really, as for that show had the most survivors of that series had the most survivors of all the other games.
No, Danganronpa 1 did.
No, Danganronpa 2 did it. It had all.
Oh, right, because they weren't dead. Never mind. I thought you meant like the survivors, like in at the end of the game, like how many there were.
Yeah.
Because wasn't Danganronpa 1 6?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like V3 just totally dialed it down back to like freaking 3, was it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Only 3. The mage, the assassin, and the detective.
God.
But
wait, the maid. Oh, mage. Okay, I was like, yeah, Kurumi. Poor thing.
Dead.
She fell.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what she gets for trying to one up Ultimate Mom.
It's magic.
She needs to know her place.
Yeah. Like, I'm not really a maid. I'm the prime minister.
She was everything. She was good at everything. She had to be for that line of work. Rest in peace, Kurumi.
But
I love you.
But speaking of Danganronpa, like I said, yeah, my first fanfiction I wrote Danganronpa I wrote like a year or two ago, and that was right after I first saw episode 10.
Oh God!
Is episode 10 the one when Chiaki gets axed?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So my brain was like all sad and stuff. So I decided to write what I thought maybe Hajime was thinking when he watched it happen.
Oh boy!
I bet it was very disturbing and depressing.
Yes, where he was he could see himself inside of Izuru.
Yeah, didn't you ask me to edit that one?
Maybe I forget.
Oh, okay.
But he was like this watching. He was like staying there. This like Izuru was just watching him stand there, like doing his like whatever. This is boring. Hajime was like, "You idiot!" yelling out in vain, like, "Do something!"
It's so hard to do something when your girl is stabbed like at every possible angle.
Yeah.
But he was like watching. He was watching her run through the mage too. So it's like,
Oh,
yikes.
No.
Yeah, I mean that's interesting. Your first fan fiction for Danganronpa was a freaking edge angst fan fiction.
Yeah, I did not like. Yeah, that one and Hatred of Despair was very hard for me to write because I had depression issues sometimes, and tapping into that darkness is like, so sad.
Yeah, but it's kind of good to experiment, you know?
It is, but sometimes it leaves me like down for a little while afterwards. Like,
I mean, oh, frick. That's how I felt in some parts in my own thing. I was just like, oh, what the heck am I doing? But overall, I'm
Yeah.
proud of my work.
Yeah, me
So-
too. It's like I like sometimes you gotta go to your dark places, but I like to balance it out with happy stuff too. Sometimes gotta keep it the balance out. Otherwise you really will go into despair.
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember getting a bit misty-eyed at a couple of parts that I wrote in Despair Automata.
I need a longer cord. I keep on getting out of my headphone. But anyways, let's go to your Spare Automata. Let's check that series out.
Yes.
Oh, goody. My magnum opus.
Oh, hey, we were talking about our favorite fan fictions right now.
Yeah. So, Jimblaya, what chapter are you on?
I'm sorry. I'm still on chapter 5.
No, it's okay. I figured you were busy, so it's totally fine. I just want to make sure so I don't spoil
Okay,
you.
good. I just didn't want you to get mad at me.
No, I wouldn't get mad. Believe me, I'm a college student. I know, you're so busy with everything, so it's totally fine.
Okay, I need to freaking read it. I will probably tonight because I have free time, amazingly.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So
Yeah, that's so exciting.
I'm totally down with it. Is chapter 7 on AO free? So I need to get
Yeah, I think I've gotten past I think I got past, ironically, the past arc. That's the one with the X and Y characters.
Okay. Yes, I totally need to get to that.
Yeah, I love the past arc, but
I mean,
unfortunately,
you can spoil a little bit, just not to the point where it's completely ruined. That kind of
yeah. So I guess basically it just started out as a thought that I had while walking my dog, I really love Nier Automata. Wouldn't it be cool if Chiaki and Kibo were in that universe? I mean, because they're both AIs, they're both androids, and I thought, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. And then I found this guy, his name's Clemps. He did an in-depth analysis, a 4-part series in-depth analysis of the game, as well as prequels to the games, and other games done by the same creator, Yoko Taro. And I thought, oh man, these games are so complicated and cool, and they have so many themes. I would love to try my hand at that. So for a while, I just had the ideas floating in my head, and I was waiting for the deep dive series to be done. And I just had a little Google Doc that I wrote all of my thoughts and ideas down on for a good 9 months or so. And then finally, when I was free for the summer, I started writing, and I wrote a lot in the summer. I think I wrote close to, I wrote 7 or 8 chapters over the summer. But then
goodness.
Just because I had nothing really to do, and I just really wanted to write the story.
Last summer or
the summer before last summer.
2018.
Yeah, 2018. Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. I slowed down when I got back to college because I had to work, but I still was really dedicated to the project because I really, I already knew what the ending was going to be, and I was really excited for all the twists and turns because I had planted so many surprises along the way. And I really wanted to do a deep dive into the kind of existential ideas that AI Chiaki could possibly present, being that she is an AI, she's not mortal, she's not a human, she can't eat or sleep or do a lot of things that humans can. And so I just wanted to really explore her character in a new way that was really interesting, while also scratching my own Drabble instincts. A couple of things that I do in my Drabbles, I brought into Despair Automata to fully realize. And I just love creating all of these symbolic things. Every character in the series has a flower that represents them.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and the bosses that they come across, the Monokumas and characters they take out, are inspired by fairy tales, which you'll see in one of the later chapters when one of the characters is talking about fairy tales, they're actually talking about the past of those bosses.
Oh. So, like, what kind of flower represents, like, Chiaki and whatnot?
Daisy.
Oh.
That's my mom's favorite flower.
Yeah, because it represents hope. And Kibo's is a chrysanthemum too,
I
because
love
it also
chrysanthemums. Oh my gosh.
they also represent hope, and they are a close relative of the daisy. Plus, they have the word mum in them.
So what's Junko's flower then?
Oleander. They're
No,
a white.
they're toxic. They're beautiful, white, and toxic. Oh my god, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So then Kanye's flower would be a mix between daisies and that flower then, a crossbreed.
Actually, it would be a pink carnation because the pink carnation is often given to mothers. So you'll see with Kana that she's very dedicated to her mother.
Oh.
Mothers.
Then, by the way, then quick question: what's Chisa's flower then?
I won't tell you the meaning, but it is a pink anemone.
Anemone? Like-
Yeah, it's not the sea one,
Oh.
but there is a flower called the pink. It's called an anemone, and so the pink ones have a specific meaning.
Well, actually, really funny. Actually, the scene in me might be really good. She keeps her clown children, fish clown children safe, and eats everything else that tries to get them.
Yeah.
That'd be a good plan for her. She is a scene.
And then Mia's is a morning glory because they're both blue and fleeting.
I guess it's my turn then now.
Yep.
Talking about my current magnum opus, I guess, The Ultimate Friend, and it's evolved a lot since I started it. When I first started, I was thinking of making it after episode 3 of the series, it is really becoming more about Hajime and his talent, where his life would be like inside the class if he got in the class. So I was watching back to the free time events of Hajime and how he interacted with all the characters. Like, oh, he's a really friendly person. Maybe he could be a friend person. Like, okay, so I made him the ultimate friend.
He's kind of a little reclusive though in the anime. It's very sad.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that you put him as that.
But anyways, and when I was first doing episode two of the thing, I was getting him to bond with a few Hiko over memories of his sister. And I'm like, wait a minute, why is he? I liked her. She had possibilities, so I decided to rewind time a bit and bring back Natsumi. It's a good character because I think she had some.
She was complex, definitely.
Yeah.
She had like some little at the end before she died. You saw her emotions. Like how she wanted to be with her brother. So
she's a bully, but she's not a horrible person on the inside. I mean, she's bad, but you know that she could change, kind of like Kyoko or Fuyuhiko himself.
Yeah.
And then she died.
Yeah. So I decided to bring her back and decided I need a villain. So I decided to make the first person ever committed murder in the series a villain. Sato. I made her the villain.
Interesting, because she was also a victim as well in some way. She did a very selfish thing, but she was also kind of complex.
So then I'm like, huh. Sometimes I'll go back to Junko's like, when I get connected to her, like, I know. I'll secretly make her Junko's sister. So I'm like, wiping these threads in here or there. So then I kept like thinking, so 3 sisters, together. Huh? I'm like, wait a minute. I know someone who had lots of sisters. Rentaro.
I thought he had a lot of little baby sisters.
Baby sisters, whatever. I know he had sisters, so I only did details. I don't really detail to him that well. So I'm like, so I'll make those three his sisters. So it's like again, interwebbing the flip together. But anyway,
Interesting.
then I thought about my disappointment with the anime,
Yep.
where I was thinking, well, one, I didn't like. Like I said, I mentioned this in the our Dog Number 3 draft our podcast, where I thought where when Juko got all the kids fall to despair that easily, I'm like, Chalky's death shouldn't be the only nail in the coffin. It should be the final nail. So one, I decided to make Jinko slowly attack the class one by one, first with Mayoru and now with Hiyoko.
Yeah, I think it's a better decision than what the people behind the anime did.
And plus, I know Chalky's important, but they never really showed how important she was to the people that they told us, like, oh, she did this, they had fun, she had a great class, but never showed it, They never showed how important she was to the class. Like, oh, she died, we're sad now. But so in my fic, I'm trying to show how much they really do care about her, how important she is. And of course, I'm making her humble, I guess, and she's I'm not that. It's like I'm not that important. I'm just a class rep. No big deal. I think I'll be fine. That'll be fine if something happens to me. No one will care. She's very sad,
Does seem like something she would say.
So it's so I did that. So that's my secret of the thing. That's the spoiler alert. That's the little twist of my thing. The school had dubbed Hajime the ultimate friend, but in reality, it's Chalky.
Ooh.
Sees the friend.
She's also the ultimate gamer, though.
Yeah,
so she's got 2 in 1, I guess.
Well, Hajime, Izuru has 50, so
yeah,
or 500 or 5,000. I mean, however many he has. So, and then in my series, I'm kind of I'm hopefully I could get done in time, but I'm going to have the incident happen on March 14th.
Oh, great! Her birthday.
Oh crap!
So she's gonna get Siska bobbed on her birthday.
Oh no! So what would it be like? How many chapters are you planning on going?
I really don't know yet. I'm basically writing as I go.
Oh, okay. I'd recommend making an outline. You did, right? But I would recommend putting chapters marks, end chapter, start chapter. That's what I did.
Same. But the guy who wrote Game of Thrones, he does a similar thing to you, where he plants seeds and decides later on whether he wants them to grow or not.
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of writing in the what's the word? The Dragon Ball, the guy who wrote Dragon Ball Z method, or Dragon Ball manga method, where he actually he really, he planned ahead a little bit probably, but he really wrote as he went. So that's what I'm going. I have some seeds, ideas planted, but I always had that problem before. I've gotten A to Z all planned out. It's just the B, C, D, E, F, G stuff, like the little details inside that big plot line that I'm like, what am I going to do here? And I think I'm going to also, my idea is to we'll merge a little bit with the real and AI Chucky, merge them together a little bit. Like it. This is just spoilers, but I'm gonna have Chucky somewhat, but not really survive the execution. But her body's messed up beyond repair. Really, so they put her in a pod and put her brain inside the Neo World program. But since she's so traumatized at the event, she has memory loss, obviously,
Oh.
But her body's really messed up. So she's in the memory. So alter ego and Usami, decided to tell her that she's a program like they are, like oh, you're a program too, and for love video games, she's like, oh, she can be like an avatar of other people, She's like, oh, you can help other people. It's like, really? Yeah. So she takes the form, like in the episode 11 or 12, and they revealed her secret. She takes the form of whatever people need to do. So she can be like a little doggy if she wants to be, or a cat, or a grandma. Takes the form of whatever people need her to be. It's like video games. She's like, oh, that's a cool video game. I'm a cool video game character, like her passion. But then one day, she takes the form of her old self. It's like, I'm a teenage girl. What's this about? And that's when she appears in the classroom with the rest of the class. Like she remembers that this is what I used to look like, I think. But that's weird. And then the Twins of Danganronpa 2 happened. But she doesn't remember them, obviously, because of her trauma.
Oh.
And then
mental or physical trauma?
Well, both really.
Oh, okay.
Her body's a pincushion, obviously. But being that torture and stuff from Junko, she's like PSTD, I guess. Like she just like erased it from her memory, everything that happened.
Okay, you guys started to interrupt, but I finished the thumbnail. It should be up there.
Awesome! Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule.
No, I make them all the time, so it's good. This one, though, is harder to make than most.
Sorry.
No! It's not a bad thing. I enjoyed it.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to send it in the Discord.
Right now,
cool.
But right now, the internet's a little open right now because after they all wake up, they wake up after they get after he gets all the other comatose people up, they notice there's another wire somewhere, and then they notice they find Chucky's body in the healing tube, whatever. Now, if they ever wake her up, or not, right now it's open ending right now. So
I think it's good. Open endings are usually the best, in my opinion. And bittersweet.
Sometimes they're good. Other times, but I do on TV shows. I hate open ending cliffhangers. Where the season ends. But then the series ends after the series just ends. It's like like what happened. And it's like you never know because the series got canceled. So sometimes.
Yeah, bad written open endings suck. But it can be beneficial to the story when it fits, like the ending of Danganronpa 2. However, whenever they did the freaking Hope arc and brought everyone back without any ounce of subtlety or depth, it kind of ruined the ending, in my opinion.
Oh, that's so
Did I get the colors of your Foxona right?
Yeah, it's perfect. Oh my gosh, I love it so much.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, your reaction is adorable.
But
Oh, that is so adorable. I'm saving this to my phone.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
so cute.
Thank you so much.
I take it afterwards.
I
But-
love the soft colors.
Thank you. I don't really like to show my art or nothing, but I decided, it'd be nice to draw us all,
Nice.
after we've been on so
Yeah,
many
that's so sweet
podcasts.
of you. No wonder this took so long.
Look good. That's me and
Oh, I love it.
me and
Thank you.
Chippy.
Look what we're reading too.
The
Or what Vixen
ultimate
is.
friend.
Vixen's reading it to us.
Nice.
I'm doing all the voices.
Thank you, Holly. Thank you.
But like I said, also I threw it in. I also threw in D1 and V3 in my series too because I just love the Ultimate Talent Plan bonus game and V3, like having them all interact with each other. I'm like I want more of that.
It is sweet. Yeah.
See how like what would it be like if the two texts work together, and then what would it be like if the musicians work together? The musicians work together. I'm like so.
Be chaotic.
But so then I decided to throw them in there too, and then make it even more complicated. And I decided to. I was gonna. But in V3, I actually liked Shimuki. I decided. So I decided to have her brainwashed too. To think it was all TV series, in my thing. So Junko brainwashed Shimuki too to be evil and to make everyone think. So after she brainwashed, she's gonna brainwash. In my series, she's gonna lure everyone down to that cavern. Brainwash Class 77 and along with Natsumi and Sumugi, and then she's gonna erase the memories of the other classes. Lock the original class in the school and put the other VV class somewhere else. So they're all doing their thing with her spy, her brother there with them.
Are you gonna write them in their despair form?
Well, yeah, I probably will eventually once I get there.
Interesting.
But yeah, plus I also wanted to further expand because I also love the episode where what was it called? 2.5, or Tomato was in this dream state.
Oh yeah, that was kind of pointless in my opinion, but I don't hate it.
But I wanted to see what the other classes, what the other people will be like in their thing. So I want to write their little stories about how they can look up from their drama, from their.
Yeah, that would be more interesting to see instead of just one student. I would like to see like at least a few of their dreamscapes.
See, yeah,
I mean, imagine Terrateros. Wouldn't that be fun and entertaining? I don't know. I just think that it would just be more unique than just showing one, no matter who it is.
yeah. But I thought it was funny. You got to know, and I think the funniest part of Nagato's one was how he imagined Nagi like as a brave.
Who?
He's like, hello, darling. He's like, it's like, yeah, it's like, darling, are you okay? He's all brave and stuff, like.
Oh, Naegi?
Yeah.
Makoto? Oh.
Yeah, he in his dream, he was like, Nagi was like all brave and stuff and suave. In reality, he was like a nervous little kid all the time.
I know, and I love that version. Makoto's the best when he's awkward and sweaty. I love him.
Yeah, he's so cute.
He is a baby.
And as like I said, I've also did some. I I also put together some Nagi and Maruko stuff in my series too, because I thought because the what if was like so like you see her good side.
Nice.
What is Buttercup, Holly? Buttercup?
Oh, that's what Naegi called Siak Mizono in Nagato's dream.
Oh boy.
Like, are you okay, Butter? After she fell down, like, she's like, "Are you okay, Buttercup?"
Oh, that's disgusting. Like here in my boy's voice.
Buttercup, baby.
Naegi, how could you?
Well, that's how Nagato sees him, I guess.
Oh, Nagito, how could you? I say that on a daily
Because
basis. But...
Hero, you saw the. It's like when you first met Nagi in the Hope Park, it's like, oh my god, it's you! I love you. You're my hero.
Oh no.
But yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much my series that I planned out for the Ultimate Friend.
That's cool.
I think one of your best written couples on there is Mukuro and Makoto. I think that you wrote them very well.
Yeah, really, you don't know much about him. All I know is like he smiled at her one time, and she had a crush on him. I'm like, oh, someone's actually nice to me. It's like
there's a lot of room for writing.
Oh, but I'm also laying the also laying the seeds for that for when Mukuro does her bad thing to Chisa. It's because
oh boy.
It's because Junko threatens Makoto. Like she's like, I don't want to stab Chisa's brain. And she's like, well, you do this, or I'm gonna hurt your little crush.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Instead of just going, okay, to the end, she's like, okay, whatever. But it's like, she's not doing this. Oh well, I'll poke her brain for a while, see what happens.
No, Junko, please
stop.
At least
it's this time to stop.
At least this time she's not like this. No death. Like, okay, I'll stab her brain.
Oh my god.
For no emotion. This time she has a reason to, I guess.
It's nice to see Mukuro having some character development.
Yeah.
Okay, so Vixen, you have a new series you're working on now? Ideas for a new series?
Well, I had this one idea because recently they're going to make a remake of the first Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game in March, and so funny enough, my Mystery Dungeon was also made by Spike Chunsoft. And so I just had this hilarious idea that what if, like, during her plans for Hope's Peak, suddenly Junko wakes up as an Eevee in the Pokemon world. And then she meets a Pikachu who's named Chiaki and acts a lot like Chiaki. And so it's like a parallel universe where everybody she knows from her world is a Pokemon in this world. And so, like, it plays out the same story beats as the original Mystery Dungeon game. And because, like, in the original, there's a bunch of calamities going on and natural disasters because your character isn't supposed to be here. And so I thought, wouldn't it be funny if, like, Junko at first starts out, she's like, damn it, I don't know anything about Pokemon. And she tries to manipulate Chiaki to help her out because in the original game, Pikachu is the strongest starter you can have because most of the enemies you face in that game are weak to thunder and lightning. But then over time, she has sort of like a redemption where, like, she learns the value and power of friendship. And then when she wakes up in the real world, she just decides to call off her plans for world domination.
Oh no.
I mean, oh yes. So, what got you in? So, what made you start liking Junami, the Junko and the Nami pairing?
Well, I just started noticing a whole lot of parallels between them. Like the way they dressed, how they both had AI versions of themselves, their hair, how they influenced other people. Like I thought there was just something so interesting about the similarities. Like I felt like there had to be a reason. And it felt like I was the only one who noticed, so nobody was writing Juko Nami, so I'm like, okay, I guess I'll be the one to do it. And like the more I started writing it, the more I really loved the idea and the concept. And I just thought it was really, really interesting. And I still do. I think it's one of the most interesting relationships I've written because it can go in so many different directions.
I agree. It's funny. I always thought, when the first game was obviously the two opposing forces are Nagi and Junko, so he's her opponent in that game. But in the second game, it's not really in the series. The second game, Classroom, Hatsumi isn't really her opponent. Her opposite. It's in my opinion, it was Shocky, not Hajime or Izuru.
Yeah, because she loved Izuru. She thought he was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like so like the practice isn't Hajime, it's Shocky. So I'm like this is why in my one thumbnail episode 3 I have Nagi and Shocky in the thumbnail. They were the protagonists.
Well, I wouldn't say Chiaki is the protagonist of DR2. I would say Hajime is definitely.
But not protagonist, I guess, but more like
leading forces.
Yeah, posing. You're posing for it. Yeah, posing. She's leading the opposing of Junko.
I see.
Yeah. It's always been so much fun to write Junko Nami travels, even if most people, when they read them, are like, why do you ship these two? And I'm
it does sound pretty abusive. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no, it totally is. But sometimes it's Chiaki that's dealing the abuse.
For real, Chiaki? That seems hard to believe.
Yeah, it rarely happens, but sometimes it does. I just find it so interesting.
It is interesting.
Well, I agree. Well,
especially when they have a daughter.
Well, I bet if Chucky ever came back, the thing she'd be angry. All the stuff that happened to her friends, like you bitch, you hurt my friends.
Oh no, I don't. I don't imagine Chiaki ever calling anyone a bitch. That's just not. I don't know. She would get mad, definitely, but.
Well, even everyone has to have the breaking point, and if you hurt her friends, it's just like. Junko hurt her friend, so she's like, okay, I'm angry now.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't think she'd call her that.
Automata Chiaki might say that.
Yeah.
Granted, she has very, very deep reasons.
She must be messed up. Oh no, now you're worrying me again. Oh god.
I'm up to something when I laugh like this.
It sounds like a fox. Laugh. Oh my god,
yeah, exactly.
I feel like I could need to defend Chucky sometimes because a lot of people don't like her. But they think not
a lot of people. I'd say just the pretentious Reddit fanboys, or or just people that just don't like her and don't need a reason to, which is fine.
Yeah. I didn't understand why people call her. I never understood why people call her Mary Sue.
Well, it's just an easy word for people to throw around.
Plus, they don't like the fact that some people don't like the fact that she became a real person.
I think that's fine, the real person thing, but it's just she seems so different from her counterpart in the game.
I kind of like that though, that they're different in their own ways. Like they have different flaws.
Yeah,
I think they're different because one, real Tiger was a real person, so he had different things, and two, from I think she was built on the memories of their memories of her, so she might be like a little different. They might remember her differently, or they might like imagine her differently. Like I'm thinking maybe they made a joke about how and during the one funny scene, with the when they're going swimming, she's wearing a bikini, and Soda's like, wow, she has big jugs.
Gross Soda.
But I think maybe like Terra gave her that. He's a pervert.
Well, no, I don't know. I think that maybe she just because Terra wasn't even there because he was dead. So,
But
um,
still
yeah.
the original memory scanning thing.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't dead. He was asleep. But
It's funny. It's funny. Isuru put Junko there on purpose, but he put Chucky in there by accident, kind of.
interesting.
Because
Yeah.
then this game everyone's brain, they all had her in memory. So
I thought Chiaki was put there by the Future Foundation.
the program was the Peach Foundation, but the image she took was by all of them.
Interesting.
You ever watch the finale where she said that?
Maybe, I don't know. It's been a long time.
Yeah, she says when you're all put in the program, her words were, when you're all put in the program, they all scan your memory to make the the perfect observer for you. They're all supposed. She said they are all supposed to combine into one being, but there was no need to. You all have the same image in mind. One person you all want to see with all your heart.
That's so adorable but sad at the same time.
Do you think she ever felt guilty for stealing Chiaki's identity?
I'm not sure. I mean, isn't she Chiaki in a way? Like a different form, a different persona of Chiaki?
She said, "I'm not." She said, "I may not be the same person, but I thank you. I guess I see everybody again."
Oh, baby.
I wonder. Yeah, it's very interesting.
I was always wondering. I know Isru and them were together, but I was wondering, did Chucky AI Chucky merge with Hajime's brain after they got out? Because at the very last episode, scene where telling Junko that is wrong, you see Chucky faintly in Hajime's background, like. So I'm thinking maybe they merged together. That Chucky's AI is in Hajime's brain now forever.
That's kind of disturbing.
So you have no other ideas. So that's the only one you're ever going to write. You think your Connie one?
No, I think I might write some more, but I'm not sure if they'll be Danganronpa or I'm not sure if they'll be something else. I don't know. I'm just not really a big person for writing fan fiction. I'm writing my own book right now. It's a novel.
Yeah, I've been trying to write my own book forever too. You know how I said I wrote as a kid. I wrote like little insert fiction. So I'm trying to write that now too, but I'll obviously changing names and stuff. It's kind of about me, fictional about me, but names were changed.
Oh.
A little thing about adventures in my city as a kid. A little sci-fi adventure. I've been trying to write it forever. It's just between laziness and procrastination. And like.
Yeah.
I even got writing software to help me write it, but that even gives me more sometimes.
Well, finish Ultimate Friend, and then maybe you can, try.
Actually, it's helping me a little bit too, because getting back into fan fiction. I took basically a 10-year break from fan fiction until I got back into it. Aside write Danganronpa ones again, so I'm being inspired again. So that's good.
That's good. Yeah. I'm not really I'm a total writer. but I get very insecure with fanfiction. Like when I first uploaded my, are you all right?
Yeah. I was drinking some coffee, and I think I swallowed some grain powdered grains.
Oh
Yikes.
gosh, gross.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, so I got so freaked out, I started like, I almost threw up because I was so panicked. I was like, oh, what if people don't like it? Oh no! And then I was just like, you know what? Screw that. And people did like it, so I'm very proud of myself actually.
Yeah, Holly, I agree too.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's why I'm trying to give her more. So I'm trying to give her more development in my series.
Yeah, I said I agree in the chat. I thought she was very boring in the anime and didn't resemble Chiaki that much except for the gaming part, maybe a little shyness. But the original game Chiaki, she was kind of weird, and I like that about her.
So do you? So you read our stories. So what do you think of my? What do you think of my Chiaki in my series so far?
Which one?
The Chalky and Ultimate Friend.
No, I mean, who are you talking to, me or Vixen?
Both.
Oh, I think it definitely does seem like the one in the second game more than the one in the anime. I like how you're trying to give her flaws or insecurities that show more than what the anime did.
You, Vixen, have you seen my series yet?
Yeah, I've read it. I keep up with it. Yeah, I like the way you present her. She does. I think it's like it definitely does expand on the original that was laid out. You just made her better. That in mind, how do you guys think of my Chiaki in Despair Automata?
She's cool so far.
It's a different take, but I like it.
Yeah, I think I've only seen it for a few chapters, but yeah, she's like interesting.
It's nice to see Chiaki as a badass.
Yeah, she does not care. Meanwhile, Kivo is just like, oh, okay.
It's sweet though.
Yeah, I loved writing their partnership, and after that, I just want to write more of them interacting because I feel like if Kibo met AI Chiaki, he would definitely look up to her.
Aww.
But I also love all your drabbles. I think what that down to mind the most is one is where Chalky is like befriends the despair girl, the kindergartners or despair kindergartners.
Yeah, big sis
Like,
Chiaki.
I don't know. I remember,
that was fun.
I don't know. I remember the most is the one where she's in a coma and Mikan and Admir is working after her in the coma form, like sleeping
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, I remember. And then I did like kind of a different version of that where it was just Junko and Chisa. I love writing those two being at each other's throats because I feel like they would. And I feel
definitely.
like the anime denied us that awesome rivalry.
They introduced Chisa as kind of a main character for that anime, but they didn't really do anything with her in terms of her relations to like the villain, and I thought that was too bad because it was potentially really interesting.
You should. You should do Vixen. You should write your. You should put your ideas that you had for when you rewrote the future arc. You should put that. You should write a fanfiction about that.
I wish I could, but I can't. I'm just too busy. I have like all these ideas that I've wanted to write. Like I remember, like I had 2 ideas over the summer for long-running fan fictions, and they both involved Kana. Because like the first one was the Bloodstained Melody, I think I said that one before, where Kana is like an assassin and she's going after the Future Foundation, and I thought that would be really cool.
So, like, what have the responses to your fanfics have been like, Vixen?
Well, lately there hasn't been a whole lot of response, just because the fandom is getting smaller. People want to focus on the new characters, so I don't get as much attention as I did in my heyday.
I wouldn't say the fandom's getting smaller. I'd say it's getting bigger. As someone that's on
Oh,
Twitter all the time, there's a lot of Danganronpa fans on there. Too many.
yeah,
To the point where it's kind of
yeah.
annoying.
I guess they just don't care that much about the SDR2 gang. They care more about the new characters, which makes sense.
With the V3 gang?
Yeah.
Well, they're newer, so I personally DR2 is my favorite, and the DR1 kids, I love them as well. Like V3 is great, but I don't know. I just have a greater attachment to the ones that were developed so much.
Yeah, like I think it's just a deeper emotional attachment.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is for me.
Yeah, I like them all equally, but yeah, but I don't know. Cause I don't know much about the three. I only know about some of the V3 gang. I haven't really got into most of them. I don't know them all by name yet. I can name all the D2 characters by name, and most of the D1 characters. Little punctuation issues here, but the V3 ones, I only know a few of them.
Well, you should play the game. I'd recommend it.
Yeah, but yeah, my favorite characters, D1 is I love Chihiro. He reminds me of myself. Except for the just like a girl part, but he's insecure. He's insecure, and keeps himself in computers, So, and he was bullied a lot as a kid, like I was. So.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Holly. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. You said something very sweet.
And then I like Chalky because she's a gamer. I'm a gamer, and I just love Himiko because she's cute, and like I love magic. Like it's magic. It's not a trick. It's magic.
It was pretty annoying for like the 10th time. I was like, Himiko, please talk about something else. But she changed, so.
So what was your favorite character? What was your guys' favorite characters in each series?
Oh, it's very hard for me. I kind of like all of them. So I'm not gonna.
Off the top of my head, Makoto from Game 1, Chiaki from Game 2, of course, Kibo from Game 3, and Chisa from the anime.
Yeah, I really want to see Akana meet her grandma Chisa.
Aww.
Oh, if she meets Chisa when Chisa isn't in despair, she's like the best. She's like makes her cookies even though she can't really eat, but because if you make, it's like the way Kana's program works is similar to the Neo World program, so she technically can eat in the program. You just have to bake in the program, and she would just love her granddaughter so much.
Aww.
Although technically, because she never met AI Chiaki, she would be Kana's grandma not through AI Chiaki, but through Hajime, because she would see Hajime as her son.
Of course she would.
So in despair, now that's a different case.
I always wondered. Also, I always wondered what it would be like if Chisa had been in the program too.
I feel like she and Monami would team up to be teachers, co-teachers.
Like maybe she would have took Monami's form.
Yeah, maybe. Oh man, I remember I had this one story idea. It was based off of, because one of my favorite tropes in fiction is the ideal fictional world. So it's like basically a world that caters to all of your desires and needs, but it's not real. You know, like the third Pokemon movie, Madoka Magica Rebellion, even Danganronpa 2, in a way, kind of caters to the kind of deals with that kind of trope. So then, in this idealized, it would be an ideal world for Nagito and a couple of others from Class 77. But
Interesting.
something would not be right because every night there would be some kind of monster that appears and transforms the world. And so, again, it's inspired by Madoka Magica Rebellion. So they turn into girls somehow.
Whoa.
And yeah, or in Nagito's case, a magical boy. And they have to beat these monsters every night. But then slowly, Nagito, being the clever boy that he is, slowly figures out what's going on. And so I think since I'm not going to write it, I'll just tell you what happens. Basically, it turns out that this whole world is being manipulated by Kana based on her desires.
Kana,
Because
what the heck?
Well, because what ended up happening was that during one of the Future Foundation raids, Hajime got killed. And so, since Kana is so attached to him, when she found out the news, she just became reclusive and isolated herself into her world. And in her distraughtness, she was able to change the fabric of the program based on what she wished for. And she created an AI copy of Hajime based on her memories of him. And since while she's at it, making all of her wishes come true, she makes an AI copy of AI Chiaki. But then the other students, Hajime's friends, are like, we can't let her stay in that world all by herself. So they go in to try to console her. However, when they do that, she realizes that they're going to try to destroy her world. So she makes it so that they forget. And to keep them quiet and not look for any answers, she caters the program based on what they desire. She can see their memories and she sees what they want out of life. But then
Interesting.
but the reason the monsters are attacking every night is because that is Kana's subconscious. All of her depression, anxiety, and realizing after she read the people's memories that Hajime wasn't her father, that she was actually related to Junko and Oshima, that gave her such a terrible fright and shock that she just buried it deep inside of her. And that truth is what's causing the monsters to fight every night.
What a beautiful idea. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Kana
And
sounds like
then
a very interesting and complex character, and I appreciate that.
yeah, I love her so much because she has so much to deal with. I always want to write stories with her because she's so interesting based on who's raising her. That's why I wanted to continue with the, I guess, celestial AAU is what I would call it, where
Oh,
she becomes the embodiment of death.
Oh god.
oh, by the way, off topic. Holly, I love your avatar and your YouTube avatar. Is that your cat or something, or just a picture you
I
found?
think it's her cat because she sent pictures of it in the chat and it's so cute.
So cute.
Yeah, Holly is really awesome, and we met because she commented on my fanfic, and honestly, she has a lot of great ideas. So, do you guys mind if maybe she could talk about her stuff if she wants to?
Yeah, totally.
Like just
We're all ears,
If you want
Holly.
to type in the chat about your series, feel free to.
yeah, exactly. We'll just have to while we're waiting for you. Um, what else is there
I,
to talk about?
I guess I, my other dark series I wanted to talk about was the right now this is a one shot. I might expand it more later, but it was the Hatred of Despair. I was wondered what was going through their minds when they were being manipulated by Junko, and how they really felt, how their bodies felt. Like like Jingo reprogrammed their brains to love despair, to be aroused by it, but like I don't want to do that. They're like, I really don't want to do this. I think they're good people at heart. Like I don't want to get turned on by this, but I am. What's wrong with me?
Who is like this?
The
Maher?
despairs.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
bears.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
The way I see it is, it's kind of like a feral instinct. It's like how lions kill even when they're not hungry.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why Akane is a lion in
Oh,
the
okay.
Horsewomen of the Apocalypse. That and they eat their own cub. Well, they don't
No!
eat their own. Male lions will kill the cubs of a widow lioness that they're trying to get with.
What the frick? Yeah, like that's gonna make her want to get with you even more, idiot.
Well, the lions are different than humans because once they're no longer nursing the cubs, they get pregnant again. Like that way the winning lion can get his kids out there,
I know, but it's gross. Like,
his,
come on.
his genes out there.
It's gross.
That's why Akane mentions that, like, she would be totally down eating her sibling. Like, wow, Akane, you killed your own brother? What did he taste like?
Oh god. Don't give me flashbacks to my fanfic. Oh my god.
So Vixen, what do you think if Hajime and Chucky ever had a kid together? Would she be like Kanye or something different?
Oh, definitely something different. Because a huge part of Kana's character is the fact that she's related to Junko. And she's really nice, but she still has those tendencies in her to love the morbid.
Well, I think maybe we'll mixture of both. Maybe in reality, be like have Hajime and Chucky give birth to Kanye, but then Junko raise her.
Nah, it just doesn't work like that. Like, Kana has to be blood related to Junko and Chiaki, which, yeah, it doesn't happen biologically in nature, but I found some interesting workarounds. Like in my Kitsune AU, Kitsunes can change their gender at their will. And then also in the Celestial AU, since they control the form of their bodies, they can easily change themselves. And basically, because they're AIs, they don't need all that stuff to reproduce. If you're ever curious what they thought, because that was a definitely morbid idea I had. Because before I thought about Kana, I listened to this song called Echo.
Oh, the vocalist song?
Yeah. And so I thought, wow, this is a really good song. Like the changing of black and white. I don't know who to fight.
Song.
My enemy is invisible. I don't know how to fight. And so I thought, wow, what if, like, in a final act of desperation, while the whole Neo world is an abyss, Chiaki and Junko remain damaged. And so Chiaki doesn't want to let Junko out, and Junko is really pissed at Chiaki. So their AIs clash and slowly merge together. I had a picture I drew. I think I'll send it in the Discord chat to depict the true, what's it called? The true horror of it. There's like the existential horror.
I would love to see that.
Yeah. And I thought, oh, well, if they come together, then they'll probably create a new being. And I really loved, there were some characters that I really loved, like the little girl from Pokemon, the third movie. And I was also inspired by Mordred from the Fate series.
The Fate series? Which one's that?
Yeah, Mordred shows up in one of the spin-offs.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Here we go.
Where will you be posting it?
On the Discord chat.
No, on like which channel?
I'll just post it in podcast if that's okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah. I love Kana so much. She deserves the world.
She seems so good.
Yeah, she is.
Is she in Despair Automata?
Yeah, she is.
Okay, good.
She's the pink-haired android.
Oh, okay.
So in what chapter did she get start? Did you start her in Despair Automata, or did you start her in Drabbles?
I started her in Drabbles, and then while I was casting characters for Despair Automata that would be similar to the characters in Nier Automata, I thought, well, Adam and Eve are like Mukuro and Junko, I guess, but wouldn't it be cool if I took Kana?
Oh my god, that is amazing.
Oh, thanks.
That's really good. I like how dynamic it is.
It almost looks off topic, but the checkerboard reminds me of Koichi a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pin this if that's okay. That's freaking incredible work.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, because it just shows how like both of them are holding on to the other while also trying to escape. So
And
like
also,
they're just stuck.
I love like how it looks kind of like a video game controller in the middle right there. Was that intentional?
Oh yeah. Oh, those are actually two hearts melding together. But
really?
Yeah, they actually do.
Oh, interesting.
So the black heart is Junko's and the white heart is Chiaki's. And the colored pixels represent her colorful memories and hope.
Aww. Wow. That is pretty nightmare fuel. I'm not gonna lie, but it's amazing looking. I like.
Well, yeah, it is nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to learn the context, I recommend the Drabble called Echo. It explains the whole process by which they merge.
Oh frick! So what did they? So they become Kana? I'm guessing. Or they make Kana with the.
Yeah, like what inevitably happens is that their AIs collide so much, and so much of their information is lost in their dual fighting, kind of like losing blood, that by the time they're done, their memories have been like kind of wiped and merged together to form a new being that mixes their two personalities.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a pretty brutal cycle.
It does seem like that.
Because for an AI to have somebody mess with your memory and your data, that is the closest they come to pain.
Frick. That's so dark.
It would be like somebody trying to upload their brain into your brain.
Oh my gosh. What the heck?
Like the two can't exist together in the same space. Oh, here's Holly responded.
All right. I'm going to leave a ref of my protagonist for family. Yes. Yes. Her reference is so good. It's so well drawn. I love it so much. She's making this fan-made Danganronpa project, and she needs as much help as possible with it. I'm involved with it as well as a writer, and she has quite a few of her other friends on there. It's really great work, and I'm excited. It has a fantastic idea.
That's so cool, Holly.
I know. She's so talented. I'm so proud of you.
You are, Holly. You are.
Did you see the pictures, everyone?
Yeah, I seen the outline, the first one. But yeah.
Is it in
No,
the
I
chat?
mean her reference. Did you post it, Holly?
Oh. So I think it's time to start wrapping this up, probably.
What? Wait, no, wait, hold on. She posted it. Yes.
Oh. She posted it?
Yeah. Where?
In fan art discussion.
Ah. Oh, she looks so cute and good. Oh,
I know the design is so good. In the
it's like
in the the nuance of it, like how she spaced it out with like all the bows and the boots and everything's like separated.
Sure.
It's so good.
It's so professional.
I know. I've never seen you type with exclamation points before. Oh my god. I know. It's very professional looking.
Yeah.
Everyone can see us now.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that looks really good.
Oh, awesome. Holly, you are talented.
You are.
YouTube can see how great you are. We need to
Yeah.
boost your confidence.
Oh, that's so cute. Like the colors go together very well.
We should make her an artist admin. I think so.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, sure.
All right. Holly, you are now an artist admin. Congratulations.
Oh, you already did. You did already.
Yep.
I was like, I'll do it. Like, oh, look what you guys appeared to. Oh, it's up there already.
Yeah, no problem. Now you can help make emotes for the server as well when you're an artist admin, and Vixen is too. So if you have any questions,
didn't know
ask me or
that.
her or Vandalia. Yeah, because you make awesome art. What is that? Did you guys hear that noise? What is that?
Yeah, I hear that too.
Is that from you?
Not sure.
What is that?
What is that strange ticking noise?
Tick tock.
It's Jinko's bomb.
No.
Speaking of, before we go, any characters you don't like at all? Like I don't like my least favorite characters are to be Junko and Haji. Are two least favorite
I
characters.
really don't like Kokichi. I don't know. No offense to anyone that does. I just don't.
Oh yeah,
I don't.
Koichi is like
Kokichi, not Koichi. Koichi is the dude with the drinking problem and the awesome hat. From DF3. He's awesome.
I don't know if Kokichi is evil per
He's
se.
not. He's
just,
not.
like,
He just
crazy.
annoys me.
But yeah, I just don't like Junko and Haji.
And I don't really like Nagito that much. It's nothing personal. I just not my type of character. But I respect people that do, honestly. But those are like, and also Miyu. I freaking hate her.
Yeah, I like some of. I think they can have some good points, like Nagato and even you have some good points, you know.
Yeah, of course, and I respect them as characters. But if I had to meet them in real life,
yeah,
oof, especially Miyu, because at least Nagito is, nice to people sometimes. He's outgoing. He's cheerful.
Obsessive hope, like.
Yeah, but Miyu would just call you bad words and like ugly all the time. She's so mean.
But if you call her bad words, she's like I love you.
No, she'd be like, I'm crying. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm gonna make a YouTube apology video. Like, come on.
But really, I think Haji is one of the people that probably molested the one girl. See, like
I don't think so. I don't, because there's a lot of weirdos in the world, and I don't think he's into girls that young. I do think like
he literally said it. I'm into young girls, I
don't think that young.
He's like younger. I thought he was like into people younger than
Kamaru, and she's in high school.
Kamaru, yeah, it's like I'm the young girls. It's like ew.
Yeah, she was like 15, 16 when that game took place, which makes the fan service even more cringe. That the Spare Girls kind of got some gross moments, not gonna lie.
In my Kitsune AU, Monica and Haji are Bakenekos, so those are like cats with two tails. And Haji was really physically abusive with Monica, but then Kokichi, another Bakeneko, stepped in and saved her, and now the two are siblings. Kokichi and Monica.
That's surprising. I guess, Kokichi does have a good heart. It's just his
like to
heart's in
pull
the right place,
pranks.
but he's a weirdo and he does horrible things.
Yeah, the two like to play pranks on the village, and they usually get Kana involved because she's a kitsune, and kitsunes and bakanekos have a lot of the similar powers.
Interesting.
Hajime does not approve.
Yeah,
Of course
I
he
think
would.
the worst thing Koichi ever did in the series was get Gante killed.
Oh yeah, that's what made me hate him, because I liked him before, and then I was like, hell no. I was like, what are you doing? Because I loved Gonta. Oh, he was my son.
He was Tarzan.
He was my Tarzan boy.
It's weirdo.
I do think that Kokichi's heartbreaking reactions were real, though. I know there's people that say that they're not, but I want to believe that he was being genuine, and he honestly didn't want Gonta to die.
Yeah.
It makes me like him a little more. Because,
Yeah.
I never want to have to write Kokichi. Never.
He seems very confusing to write, because he's like lying constantly.
Unfortunately, I'm probably gonna put him in my chapters soon enough. I want to write everyone appears at least one time, so he's got to appear at least one time in my series. Unfortunately,
it's okay.
Unfortunately, no, it's fine. I think he's a great character, like really, genuinely. I like him in that regard, but the stuff he does, and also the fandom's obsession with him, it gets annoying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, another reason I got into fan fiction was because I was kind of sick of the huge, enormous amounts of Komahina fan fiction online.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where's the Hinanami? Like, I was like,
well,
it was just too much.
Too,
I wanted...
Yeah.
Yeah, there was, but I wanted like more diverse fan fiction that dealt with more interesting topics, like lulling children into a false sense of security, making them feel like you're the new mom, and then killing them and eating their heart in a nice curry that you give to your dead child.
Vixen, that's horrifying.
That is an actual drabble I wrote. Pied Piper, look it up.
What is wrong with you?
I watched Dexter while I was writing it.
Chisa eats someone's heart?
Children's hearts.
Oh,
just children's.
Well, that's more than someone. That's some people. Oh my god.
She just likes it because they taste so innocent.
No! Oh my god.
I have this one draft. I had this one AU I've never written, but like I posted a whole thing on Amino. I call it the Mother of Wolves AU. And so it's like a magic fantasy AU. And so in that one, Junko catches Chiaki and tries to turn her into a wolf. Like these feral wolf monsters. Like being turned into a wolf is basically like being turned into despair. But because Chiaki is a good girl, she doesn't turn into that. Because in order to fully transform into a wolf, you have to eat flesh and meat. And Chiaki doesn't do that, so she starves to death. But then when Chisa comes to rescue her, Junko's like, change of plans. So then Chisa gets turned into a wolf, and she's so desperate to avenge Chiaki and save the others that she becomes the alpha wolf. So that means she controls all of the wolves within her pack. And what she does is that while Junko is turning the rest of her class into wolves, she slowly starts a plan to get back at Junko, because the wolves only obey the alpha. So if you control the alpha, you control the pack. And of course, Junko's too much of a jerk to turn herself into a wolf. She likes to stay a witch. So then on the night of the blood red moon, when wolves are their hungriest, Junko comes into the cave and she's just like, hello, how are you doing? And she takes a bottle of Chiaki's leftover blood that she kept and pours it on Junko. And then the rest of the wolves, who, if you give them their scent of their first kill, because they all ate parts of Chiaki, they will go ballistic. So they eat Junko alive. And so since Chisa is the alpha, she's like, you know what? I was in this cave starving to death, and Munakata didn't come looking for me because originally, before she got turned into a wolf, she was engaged to Munakata, who was the king. And so when you're the alpha, you don't turn into a full-on wolf. You're like half wolf, you know, wolf ears and a tail, but you can transform into a wolf under the full moon. So she goes back to the kingdom. She storms into the throne room, and Munakata's like, "There you are. I was so worried." And she's like, "Really? You were worried about me? Oh, I can't stay mad at you." So she gives him a hug, and then as he's hugging her back, she's like, "Psych!" She gets her teeth and she just rips out her throat. And then the other wolves come crashing through and they eat everybody. And she makes herself the queen of the nation. And she's like, "You know what? I want more. I want more food." So she sets up this situation. So it's like Promised Neverland. Children are forced to live in the castle like livestock, though they don't know it. They're like, "Oh, we love you, Chisa. You're the best."
No.
But then she's slowly grooming them. So they either become mindless wolves or they get eaten by her. And the funny thing about wolves is that when they eat someone, if they eat the heart of someone, they keep that soul trapped inside of them. So it's like Chisa eats the hearts of all these children, and then their souls stay remained in her belly.
Holy
and she
crap.
can hear them.
Okay,
Yeah.
you know what this reminds me of? Not like your depiction of Chisa grooming the children and trusting them, they love her, and then she freaking kills them. It reminds me of
Yep.
this anime called The Promised Neverland. Have you seen it?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, wait, did you? I was blanking out, sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah, because like I got the idea from watching Promised Neverland, and I'm like,
it's fantastic.
you know what? Let's turn them into wolves, you know? Because I always like to call Chisa a she-wolf. You know, wolf in sheep's clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of fun ideas swirling around in this head of mine.
Yeah.
A lot of them are dark and bloody.
I know, really doesn't fit your voice.
Yeah.
I know.
My voice is the deeper one, and yet I'm the one that's always like, "Oh man, it's got to be an angst with a happy ending. It's got to be like, you know, or open endings are good as well."
I think it's because I grew up in the hospital a lot. Like, I've been to the hospital so much when I was younger. I'm used to body horror. I don't know. Like, I just find it kind of comfort in those kinds of dark things.
Yeah.
They're just so much fun to write.
It actually is fun to write angst and horror and stuff.
We should do it. We should do like a crossover sometime. You know, your angsty, me, my happy go look at life. Try it in your angst thing. Put them together like the yin yang almost.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, my series not unfortunately, but it's gonna happen eventually. But it's gonna get dark soon, so be prepared for that.
Oh, you know me. I love the darkness.
Yeah, she's gonna like that. Don't worry.
I mean, part of the reason I think fluff is so important is because it makes the despair all the more impactful. So, like, I remember when I was writing Despair Automata, I'm like, you know what? I need to write more scenes of Kibo and Chiaki being adorable and being innocent so that when things go down, it's going to be even more painful.
Yeah. My last chapter, Jimby here said you should write a chapter of a Hajime and Chiaki going on a date before it goes down. Like, okay, I'll do that. So, but I wrote the little date, but I wrote a Chiaki type date, not dinner or anything like that. They're at an arcade.
It's a cute idea.
Yeah, that's cute. I remember my first Drabble was Third Time's the Charm, where they do go on a date and like Hajime wins a Monami plushie at the arcade.
Cute.
It was short and sweet.
Like,
and didn't reflect at all the dark Drabbles that were to come.
That's funny. That's a good thing. Like, Chucky was surprised. Like
Oh my
happy.
God.
Hajime, you won a game. Good to see you. But oh yeah.
Yeah.
Probably to wrap this up soon. Like I said, we're gonna ramble on for a bit because at the end of the episode we're fanfiction animals. So you guys,
Sorry, I had to let my cat out of the room. What?
we're wrapping this up.
Oh, okay.
So you guys have any future things you want to talk about real fast? Future ideas for stories?
Just working on my original right now. How about you guys?
Same here. Although I might, keyword might, make a threequel to the Horsewomen of the Apocalypse because part of Demon Junko's plan is to make Kana the Antichrist, and then when she's reborn again, she gets raised by Hajime. Because of course.
Yeah. Well,
but I don't think it'll happen.
Well, anybody interested in these things, I will put the links of their stories down below in the descriptions. So I link them all. So it might be a while, but go down to the descriptions, get the links, read the stories, review them, leave a comment or kudos, whatever. Just hope you all enjoy them. And next week, hopefully, we'll schedule it with you right now, but I'm going to have the host of Modern Day Debate as my guest for next week. So
cool.
Stay tuned for that and check out his channel and check out their stories. And as always, never stop learning and enjoy the randomness. I'll see you next time. Bye.